Hello everyone and welcome to question time. It's really annoying it doesn't fade out the music when you want it to. I have to think of something special for that. But anyway, welcome to question time. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Let me just double check my sound levels. Yep, that all looks good there. That's great. Excellent. Excellent. I can hide all these. That would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? There we go. So apologies for the slight delay in getting started. Streamlabs wanted to be a right pain in the butt and not work. So I'm having to do something a bit different where rather than have Unreal on my main screen, I've now off onto my side screen and questions will now be on my main screen. Complete nightmare. But nonetheless, we are here, we are live. Hello everyone, good evening. Hope everyone is all safe and healthy and doing well. If you don't know what tonight's all about, tonight is all about asking questions. So if you have any question you want to ask about Unreal Engine, about game development, about anything you want really, movies, games, films, I don't mind whatsoever. Okay, you can ask whatever you want. All you have to do is put it into chat and I'll try and catch it and answer it as best I can in the time we have available. If I do miss your question, please don't take offense. Just keep posting in there and I'll try and catch it again and again and again. If you don't get answered straight away in this session, I do this every Wednesday. Just keep coming by, and I will eventually get to it, I'm sure. So how are we all doing? I can see everyone in chat. Hang on, my wire's stuck. There we go. So I can see we got over on Twitch. Got Axis Pezza, is that TC Games, Shikama, Rodrigo, Zitao, Matteo. Hey there, everyone. How are you all doing? Hey, Vince, Mr. Levi, brilliant, excellent. If you've got loads of questions, great. That means we've got loads of stuff to get cracking on with. So I'm going to switch over to the other main screen now. Hopefully this is going to work. Never know with bloody Streamlabs. And hopefully it doesn't crash on me this time. Last time it crashed, didn't it? Lately, Unreal's been crashing for me. I don't know if it's Unreal, my computer. I have no idea. But we'll see. Okay, so hopefully everyone can see it okay. Let me just get the questions back up. So yeah, can start chucking in the questions to chat, and we'll get started. So Mr. Levi is in first there. What's your most favourite game project you've made? Full game or full project? My latest game I made was Blob for iOS and Android. I really liked making that. That's my favouriteest full product thing that I made. But there's loads of prototypes I'm really proud of and really like doing. I'm trying to think now what would be a good one. There's some things that people like get stuck on and I solve, and it's really quite cool. Like one thing I was really proud of this week actually was we've done a one-to-one session with one of my patrons / private tutoring students, and he wanted to do mounting a horse. We did a deer, but mounting a horse essentially. And we got it working in like an hour. It was quite cool. So that was quite fun to do. Good little challenge. Something I haven't done before, so it's good fun. Next up, we've got Axis over on Twitch asking, I've been experimenting with the slate brush because in my game there will be many party members which have variable icons. Is that a question? I don't know. Good experimenting. Alright, hold on. I'll come back to you in a second. Rodrigo Vieira over on YouTube is asking, how would you go about making a slippery floor? Well, that's quite simple actually, Rodrigo. You use physics materials. So you make a new physics material, but go into materials, not materials, sorry, physics. And you'll see physical material. And you choose the default class, choose select, name it, so you can go ice material and open it up, and it's annoying. And you can change various settings on it, so like friction, for example. If I turn it way down to like 0.1, so barely any friction, and let's say place it on this floor, you scroll down, you'll find the option for it, physics material override. Drag that on there. If I push play, push forward, it should. Oh wait, no, it'd be the physics. This character is not physical based, but these will slide. You should slide. Why are you not sliding? Bit friction, 0.1, static friction, override friction, combo mode. Fusion. Yeah, that should work. Why is that not working? Let's try to put it on the actual object itself. It was this one, wasn't it? Oh, there you go. It was on the object. So I can push this object and slide it around. Like that. If you want to do it for the character, you have to have physics-based movement for the character. Or you can do it manually by tweaking the deceleration based on what physics material you're on. So if I change that friction down to 0, they should slide a bit more. Off it goes. Okay. Because the character isn't physics-based, they won't slide on it. So if you want to do a character-based sliding, you'll have to do a physics-based character movement, or you can do it manually by using the player character's floor trick. Hang on. If we go to like move forward, for example, you do find floor. Whoop. Put in the capsule component position, or just get the actor location because it's the same thing. Actor location. And you get the floor result, and you can split it all open. You can get access to the physics material, wherever it is, like this, and you can compare it with whatever one you want, and then do whatever you want with it. So that's when you can change the character movement and change their way, their deceleration and braking and all that works. So, yeah. Adam Maticola, how would you change a difficult level from a menu which automatically changes all AI health and strength when starting the game? Excellent question. So when you start the game, you want to load in a map and load in also a game mode. So the game mode is going to store those information when you load up the level. So you would want to store what difficulty you saved in. So when you click on the button to say easy, you're storing that somewhere like in maybe a save file or just in the instance somewhere. So when you launch into a level, in the loading phase of it, you load up the game mode, and in the game mode you do a check to see what difficulty you've chosen. So I mean, I don't have an example here I could do. What can we do? What can we do? Easy, show this off. Okay, let's make another level. And speed up the menu level. Let's load it up. And let's add a widget here. And we'll do menu. It's going to hurt my neck doing this all night, but we'll see. Just do a really rough, nasty version of this. So this would be the easy button. And put some text in it. And we'll make that say easy. And we'll change the color of the font black. And we'll just duplicate that. Again, really rough. We can probably actually wrap with a vertical box. You do this. Okay, this one we're going to tell it to say different. So we make that say medium button. This one would be hard button. So I can see that Talden is asking also about loading screens. We can actually implement that in here if you want in a minute. So we can try and do that. Okay, because I'll come back to your question in a second. So let's change this font here. So this font is text to medium. Finally, onto hard. Okay, so that does that. Next, we're going to make it just so it just loads it up first of all. So on this level blueprint, open level blueprint, we'll do create widget. Choose the menu, add viewport, and get player controller, and set input mode to UI only. And hopefully that should now play with the menu. Yep, so I can click on the buttons, do stuff. And then I'm going to make it so that buttons launch into the new map. So I can use this on the game instance, for example. Now, by default, you don't get a custom one. You have to make a custom one. So let's just make a custom game instance. Go in here. And you use the game instance because the game instance is the only thing that's like remains across the whole entire game. It doesn't get swapped out. Custom instance, and in here we have a new variable doing difficulty. We'll do a enum for that actually. Difficulty enum, and do easy, medium, hard. Save. Close that. I must save this regularly because it will crash. Okay, so in the custom instance, we're going to add a new variable, and that will be the difficulty variable. And we'll change that to a difficulty enum. Hit compile. So now we can choose from the drop down what difficulty we're going to make this game. So then when you push the button on the menu, we need to call that game instance. So what I want to do here is on the construct, we're going to right click get game instance, cast to our particular game instance, so we've got the direct reference to it. And then from as custom instance, we're going to set difficulty. Oh, not difficulty, sorry. We're going to promote that to a variable. So now we've got a reference to our instance. So just call that one instance. And then we have to do the button pushes. So I'm going to go to easy, make an on-clicked event, drag out my instance, set difficulty, set to easy, then open level. I got object reference in 26. That's nice. That's about time they did that. Oh, that's much better. Love it. So this must be a new node for 426. Ah, beautiful. Love it. Okay. Then we do medium. And I'm just going to copy, paste that down. Change that medium. Go hard. I'm definitely going to get a bad neck. It's not a good setup. If you don't know, I do this all in my kitchen. So it's like, it's not comfy. Okay, so that will change the difficulty in our instance, and then it's going to switch over to the new level. So let's go into the new level. In here. Save. And what we'll do in here, in the level blueprint, just to demonstrate that it works, we'll do a begin play. Get game instance. Oh, that's not it. Get game instance. Cast to custom instance. And then we can get the difficulty. Get difficulty. And what I'm doing is going to do print string. But you would then store this as a variable on the game mode. So that the game mode has this. So then you would do this, and ideally this actually should be on the game mode. We'll do it on the game mode in a second. Take the print string it. Let's just cut that from there and put it in the game mode. That makes more sense. Okay, put that in there. Perfect. So now, if I launch up my menu world, hit play, go easy, and it should print out easy. Oh wait, it's not using the game mode. Project settings, because I made a custom game mode, you have to set it to use that one. So you go to maps and modes, scroll right down to the bottom, change it to custom instance. Okay, now play. Easy, easy. Play again. Medium, medium. Play again. Hard, hard. Okay. And that is how you do multiple difficulties. You then store that in as a variable in the game mode, and then you can call the game mode whenever you want. So when AI is spawned, you can call to the game mode, check what settings they should have, and yeah, and that's it really. As is on Twitch is asking, my first question is that I have to cast to an actor who possesses a variable, which is a character icon. When the main menu is summoned by pausing, the call is made via a character card widget. I have an image of the function in the widget. My issue is that the get is constantly called and doesn't stop. So in the image, I try to set a ball to stop the get flood. Interesting. What? So my when the menu is summoned by pausing, the call is made via a character card widget. I have an image of the function in the widget. Okay. My issue is that get is constantly called and doesn't stop. So in the image, I'll try to set a ball to stop the get flood. I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to achieve. I can't picture it in my head. But if you get an infinite loop, that's something obviously has gone horribly wrong. If you find it's doing multiple times, you only want to do it once, you can just use a do once node, and therefore it only do it once. So try it out. It's hard to say. Yeah, try using the do once as a workaround. But it's hard to know without seeing it. I'll have to see what you're trying to do and see how you're doing it to be able to really decipher that one. Oh, my cat is screaming. Sorry. Greg got gaming. To push an NPC or player from an explosion, would you use force or impulse? I'm unsure on the difference and would be better. Thanks for any help. Okay, so if you want to push anything with a force, you got force and impulse. Force, the way I always describe it, force, imagine if you're pushing something, whereas impulse, imagine if you're hitting it, like flicking it, launching it. That's the main difference I have in my head. You'll find an issue when it comes to NPCs and players. I know it should work with physics. I don't know how it would react with physics. You may get a knockback. Can't remember now if it does by default. I think it does. But yes, you for an explosion you'd use an impulse because it's like a one-time pop, and off it goes. A force would be something like if you're doing like a ship and it's propelling it through the air, you're adding a force to it. Same with character movement. If you're adding character movement, it'll be a force because you're pushing them along. Things like that. Ask away at exes. We'll try and filter you in with the other people. Benjamin Rope, are you going to make the next episode to your AI series? You said you would in the video, but you haven't yet. Long story short, yes, we will, but it won't be in the same format as that because if I carried on making... Look, here's a secret about YouTube. If you make really long series, it doesn't get as many views. Like, you have to do short end again. Like, if someone sees AI part 20 or 25, they kind of get, oh, I don't want to do that. That's a long journey. So what I decided to do was break out AI into separate, like not mini series, because they're still quite long, but separate specific series. So that's when we've done like the melee AI, the shooter AI. We're now doing stealth AI, and I think next we'll be doing animal AI. I do want to show how to do like the AI climb back up. But that will probably happen in a stealth AI probably. I'll try and fit it into that. That makes where it makes sense. I know people have been asking for it. It's just the way it works. It's weird. And it felt like I could literally spend hundreds of videos making AI videos one after the other, but it felt better to punch them into different types of AI, which has worked out pretty well. Mr. Levi Games, will you ever do game reviews where we submit our games to you and you review it? Yeah, this is been up in the air at the moment. So my goal this year is to get this channel to be a full-time occupation. At the moment, I'm juggling it along with my manager / teaching role at a college where I teach game development throughout the day. So I work all day from 8 till like 5. See the kids, have dinner, and then I work from again by 8:30 till like 2 in the morning. So I want this. Hopefully, this year will become a full-time profession. Now, one of the ideas to what that means is if it comes full-time, it does free up a lot more time for me to do more one-to-ones, more videos, more streams, so forth. But it also allows me to do some more experimental type things, and that would be something that will happen in an experimental type thing. Like, for example, a new channel which is all about just gaming, just playing games and having fun with people, and just more of a fun channel rather than an educational one. But the reviewing of other people's games, that will happen in one of those channels. I don't know. It's all up in the air. We don't really know what's going on until we get there. But that is the ideal. Is that we get to the point where we can do it full time, and it does free me up a lot more time to be able to do more stuff. And actually make the things like the podcast a regular thing every week. And so forth. At the moment, I'm juggling quite a lot. I mean, I do one-to-ones every night of every week, pretty much solid. Plus 2 live streams, recording, editing. Yeah, it gets quite busy. Who else we got over here? Unfortunately, I can't see pictures as is. If you're placing pictures in, like, I've got a chat, an extra chat system, so I can't see the pictures you're sending. But if you do want to send me pictures, just email me at support@ryanlady.com, and I can have a look later. JRPG stuff will be happening this year, by the way. So I love JRPGs, like turn-based JRPGs or active time-based ones. So that will be happening this year. So that's something to look forward to. It was on the poll. Let me have a look at the poll on Patreon. So my Patreon's been at the start of each year. They vote on what series they would like to see first. So these are all series that will come out at some point in the year, but they decide like the order basically. So let's find it and I'll see. So they first of all want AI, animal AI, but that's followed closely by turn-based combat, which is be the JRPG stuff. So this year you'll be getting, alongside many other series, these aren't the only ones, there are more. Things like an RTS series, continuation of the online series, building series, FPS RPG, all that stuff still going on, and other little side pieces. But they voted for animal AI first and foremost, then JRPG, then a racing game, and then paper 2D. I'm talking about that and how that works. So there's all the stuff to look forward to, plus much more. I think this year I'm going to try and start a C++ tutorial series as well, towards the latter half of the year. But again, we'll see what happens this year. Could be anything. It's a crazy time. He's trying to get. What are you doing? Go away. He's very needy. Okay, so have you made an advanced reload system before? This is from Mr. Levi Games. What do you mean by advanced reload system? What do you mean by that? Can you give me more definition? Unraised. Can you tell me how I can limit the time for a sound to be played again? I'm doing a stamina system and my player, when he reaches 0, plays an audio of tired breathing. However, if the player presses on the sprint key again, the game continues to play one audio over the other. Yep. Okay, so let's go back to the other map where it's a bit more interesting. So what you're looking for, I guarantee you what you're doing at the moment is this. You're doing play audio or play sound. Yeah, you're doing this. Rather than do that, use spawn sound. Now the reason why you use this is that it actually gives you a return value of the actual sound asset. So if you push, you can then take this out, for example, as like breathing, promote that to a variable. Then when you push the key again, you can tell that variable to stop. So if you push like left shift, for example, you can tell that sound, which is this one, to stop, like so, or delete it, whatever you want to do. So that's how you'd get around that. It's also how you do things like you changing it throughout the game as well. Okay, hope that helps. Unraised. Rock Latte. How would you approach making animal-like flying, as you see in the flyers in Ark? The default flying on the character movement is much more of a spectator mode type flight. So, animal AI in games is often faked. What if you ever actually notice? I can't remember. I haven't played Ark in years, so I can't remember what they look like. But flying AI typically are a bunch of AI that are just like circling around above, just like animating above in the air, roundabout, just like a fixed animation almost. And then when they sense you or go to attack you, they pretty much dive bomb at you and attack you. So they don't really navigate anything; they just dive bomb into you. AI flying, that becomes a bit trickier because then you have to do 3-dimensional nav meshes. And the way you to get around doing that would be like an EQS system. So you do like a 3-dimensional grid, and you have to build a custom pathfinding solution for that, which using EQS. It's not easy, not straightforward, but as I say, most games fake it with like just circling above, and then when they dive in, they just dive bomb the player. But if you actually like just pay attention to the games they're doing, you will notice it. Aziz, I said we'll be making a JRPG actually, funny enough, this year. So keep an eye out for that in the future. We'll go into a lot more detail. I can't see your screenshots because of the software I'm using for the chat. So if you can email me at support@ryan.com, your like question and your pictures, or on Discord, if you message me on Discord, that'd be fine as well. Talking about rideable flyers where the player has control, so not much the AI part, just making more natural looking flight. Oh right, okay. Right. Oh, that's even more complicated. Okay, so it's basically a spaceship. It's the same as a spaceship. Rather than me go through it again because I did it before in a live stream. If you go back to the live stream I've done about spaceship targeting, it's the same as that. You just swap out the spaceship for a flying bird type creature. Pretty much it. But yeah, try that. Rather than me go through it again, I'd much rather do go over new stuff if I can. and that will take some time to go through. Other questions we've got. Gab, why don't you install the Magic Mode plugin? It's kind of cool. It's in Epic Games Marketplace. I have no idea what that is. What is this thing? Oh, okay. It shows you the. Ah, cool. That is cool. Oh, okay. I like that. I'll definitely check that out. Thank you for the tip. That does look cool. Skill check. So you'll have a skill check via data tables. So you'd create a data table with all the stats and things like that. And then you apply that to the characters or controllers, or keep it offline. You can do as well. But it's a data table. How you do all that. It depends on how complicated it is as well. Next, we've got, can you make an anim notifier that makes you leap forward? Okay. So we got the first person animation blueprint, and let's do the fire one. So when I shoot, it'll do it because I haven't got any other animations to use. And we'll say when it gets to like here, do add notifier and do new notifier. And call it whatever you want. So call it leap. Then go to your animation blueprint, event graph, search for that leap, notify. It is. And then you'd get, you can use this try get pawn owner. So copy that, paste that in there. If the pawn owner is valid, we're going to take the pawn and you launch it. Now, you probably won't be able to launch it straight away because you'll need to cast it to a character type because only characters can be launched. So we'll do cast to character is valid, and then tell this to launch character. And I'll launch it, let's say, backwards, for example. So to get backwards, we get forward vector, the actor, and we multiply it by -1. That will flip it, and then you multiply it by the strength of it. So float and multiply by the strength. So let's say 600, and then you want to add height onto it. So then you come out of there, add vector, and add some height onto the Z. So we'll do for 500 there. And that's your final launch velocity. Plug that in. Override the Z, override the X and Y, compile, and it should now launch me backwards when I shoot. There you go. Pretty much, that's it. So I'll go through that code again. So we're doing a check to make sure we've got the pawn owner. That way you don't get any errors if it doesn't exist for any reason. Then we're casting it to the character because only characters can be launched. You can't launch a pawn. Launch the character, this calculation to work out the vector for backwards. Need the third person, really. We can try and do it. Hang on. I don't know if it take up too much time though. That's the problem. Okay, let's get rid of these things. My neck. So we need to do. We'll do a boolean for this. It's climbing, and we'll do a hit event. Now the hit events can be used to detect when we hit a wall. So if we hit a wall, we want to do a line trace forward. So do a simple function here, forward trace. And the forward trace, it could be a simple sphere trace by channel, get actor location, be the start point. Then the endpoint would be the forward vector, so get actor forward vector. Multiply that how far away you want it to check, so we're going to multiply it by float, and we're going to add it onto here. Like so. Stream is lagging. Oh my. Apologies, I don't know how to fix that. Refresh the page, it helped. Okay. Okay, so we've got this forward trace going on here, times by length. We'll do a simple 120. What's going on? I'm getting a load of likes on Facebook, I think. Okay, and a radius of, I don't know, 16. And that'll do that. We're then going to do a return node. And we're going to return the return value, so whether or not we hit it. But we also want the normal. So out hit normal. Compile. And let's save all. Go back to the event graph. And between object trace and... okay. Hang on. Let me finish this. So we do that. Do a forward trace. And on the forward trace, we can get the boolean to check whether or not we hit a wall, as well as whether or not we're falling in midair. We'll get is falling. And you want these both to be true, so it'd be an AND node. Okay, so if they're both true, we're going to tell is climbing to be true. So set is climbing to true. Compile. And we're going to do a function to start climb. On start climb, you're going to tell the character movement component to set its movement mode to flying. You're also going to tell it to stop all movement immediately. Now you do this because if you just change it to flying and leave it like that, no matter what momentum you have, it will just carry on and you'll basically float away. So this stops that from doing that. So I plug that in there. So start climb, do all that. Well, actually, we'll do the is climb there. Makes more sense, doesn't it? So we do that, and then I think that will be it. Oh no, it won't be it. And then we want to what is going on? My notification is going off mad in my ear. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but just getting loads of notifications. Stream still working? Yeah, okay. So with the character movement component, we then set plane constraint enabled. And we set its normal, set plane constraint normal to the forward trace. So we're going to get the forward trace out again. Drag that into there, like so. Hit compile. Then on the event graph, we'll chuck that start climb in there. We'll get rid of that one. Now start climb. Then we're going to go on to the movement. We push forward, up and right. So now forward's going to climb up rather than forward vector here. So let's move this out because it's going to be a bit bigger. And let's move right away as well. Okay. I'm not. I can get rid of this head-mounted display stuff. That's crap. Right. Okay. So we're going to be using the forward vector of the character if it's false, but if it's true, we're going to be doing the get actor. I'll get into true. And the index will be the is climbing. So if climbing is true, it'll go up. If it's not true, it'll go forwards when we push forwards on the controller. Then we're going to go down here, do exactly pretty much the same thing here. So when we go left and right, actually left and right will be basically the same. Yeah, that'll be basically the same. We can leave that as is. That's not a problem. So that'll do that. Then whilst we're climbing, we need to check and change our position on the constraint. So get the event tick. We do is climbing and do a branch for this. So it only does this check when we're climbing. And if we're doing that, we then get the forward trace out again. And we get the character movement component. And we set plane constraint normal to the normal there. Okay. And that is it, really. We haven't done a drop one yet, but let's see if that works. Oh, I thought it crashed then. It'll look weird in first person, but let's just see if it works. Yeah, so I can push up and down now. Oh. And I can climb along the wall. Now, as you can see, I'm floating up and flying off. Now, the reason why that's the case is because flying is enabled. So what we're going to do there is just tell the flying movement to have a higher deceleration than acceleration. Flying. So max fly speed, we'll change that to 200. Braking acceleration speed, we'll change to 1000. Push play. And if I go here, see if I look up, I can climb up the wall. I go left and right. Obviously, you have an animation for this, and away you go. Oh, why has the constraint not worked? Oh, wait. We have to take the drop if we don't detect it. So let's make the drop function. Drop. So the drop is basically the opposite of start climb. So you're basically doing this. Copy that. And paste that there. Change that to walking. Then we're changing the is climb and set plane constraint. That to false, that to false. Then we've got, and that's it. Okay. So drop is that function. So after we do the check here from the on the tick, if this boolean here is false, meaning that we can't no longer detect a wall, we're going to set the drop. Okay. Play. Okay, so if I go up here and I climb up off the wall, it should drop, you bastard. God damn it, hang on. Why is that not dropping? A little pinch string just to detect it. And you on the wall now. And it's not detecting it. Why is it not detecting it? Drop if that. Oh, I haven't plugged it in. Oh, simple mistake. Right, now let's do it. So if I go up here, okay, move up, and it should now drop. There you go. Cool. And I climb it pretty much anything really. When you get to the top, you then trigger like a climb up ledge animation and code. We don't have that. But let's do like a drop when I push a key as well. So let's say, let's say I push, I don't know, right mouse button. Right mouse button. Pushed, we'll do drop. Really simple. So if I go over here, climb up, wall, and push right mouse button, whoop, off I go. And there you go. That's how you do the Breath of the Wild climbing. And to show you the functionality of that actually working well, because this is all flat surfaces, but if I put in like a cylinder, like so, increase the height of it, and the radius of it, and like this. Okay, let's put a texture on it as well, so you guys can see what it looks like with the texture. We'll put brick texture on it. Hit play. And I can climb around the wall. I'm just pushing W, S, and D, by the way. That's just A. And there you go. That's how you do Zelda Breath of the Wild climbing. And that actually works for like upside down things as well. So you can even do like hanging off the ceiling type stuff. So to demonstrate that, let's just move that like so. Push play. As long as I'm looking up at it, it should. Oh wait, no, because the camera's not attached to the body. Hang on. You can't do it because the body's not rotating. But we could turn it off and make it so it rotates the body when I move the camera. Or in fact, what we could do is change it so that the forward trace uses, rather than the actor locations, the forward vector, sorry, rather than using the actor forward vector, we use the forward vector of the camera. So get forward vector. So as long as you're looking at the wall, you can climb up the wall. It's not like Breath of the Wild because obviously you can rotate the camera around, but you should be able to hang upside down then. There you go. I'm upside down. Full. Okay. I don't like it using the camera. I prefer using the actor forward vector. It feels more natural. But yeah, that's how you make Spider-Man. That's how you make Zelda Breath of the Wild. That's how you do all that stuff. Let's say you also want to do it on, like, say, a giant monster in like Shadow of the Colossus or Monster Hunter. Let's show you how you do that. That's sort of the same thing. And I've had emails from people asking how you do this. So I'm going to show you how you do that with a character model. So let's say you've got a big creature, okay? And the problem is the creature is also going to have a capsule collision because they are a creature that's got AI and doing stuff. So there'll be a character. So in this character here, we'll have the mesh. And we'll choose our... I don't have the third person thing. Oh, hang on. Let me quickly add the third person Anakin. Bear with. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll add a dragon. I've got a dragon here somewhere. Stormer, how would you set up game to have patches? I think you have to customly code it. Most games just download the whole damn game again. And the only reason you would patch it is if your game is massive in file size. But by and large, nowadays, you just download the whole entire game. It's a lot simpler. Saves you a lot less work. Um, Mouse Savvy, do you work for any game company? You're so knowledgeable on this engine and it's impressive. I don't. I'm a full-time teacher and manager of a college in England. So I teach games throughout the day and I manage an area, so I look after the area and manage staff and students and so forth. But yeah. Right, hopefully that's added the... Not yet, okay. We're still waiting for the thing to do. Oh, it suddenly stopped. Why has it stopped? Pause, resume. Doesn't like using the dragon. If not, I'll use a mannequin. Oh, it's doing something. And it's off. Okay, cool. How do you create a fade animation using the user interface? I've got that on my channel already, I think, somewhere. I've done like a flashbang type thing. It's the same concept as that. Yeah, you can do patch updates. It be like, as I said, it's only worth doing if your game is large. If your game is only like 500 megabytes, you might as well just re-download it. It's not worth going through the patch process. You just download a whole new file. Okay, so it says the dragon is here. Yeah, there you go, dragon. Please don't crash. Yay, dragon. Okay, so we're gonna roughly get the capsule component be the right size, roughly. Looking at mostly width and height there. Okay, put the dragon in there. Okay, so we're gonna try and climb this dragon using our climb tool. Now the thing with this dragon is you want it to only ignore the capsule but affect only the dragon. The capsule at the moment is set to, if I go down here, the collision presets, to ignore visibility channel, which is great. That's what I want. I want the dragon mesh though to make sure that it is set to block visibility. Not block. Yeah, block visibility. So change that from to custom and take it to block visibility. Compile. Next, we want to make sure it's got a physics asset attached to it. So open up the actual mesh, go to the asset details, and just make sure it's coming with a physics asset, which it has, because this is what's going to use for its collision. It will use these shapes. Okay, so hit save, and you can customize those how you wish, and put that in. So if I put in this dragon now, and push play, I should be able to, in theory, climb this dragon. Yeah. It's a bit janky because it is so it's all like fiddly. But if I make it larger, okay, there's my dragon. Oh, I can't get up to it now. Hang on. It's getting stuck on all the geometry. Hang on. Let's delete some geometry here. Bit around. Mostly just looking at the stuff there. Push play. Getting caught on something else. Hang on. Let's just get rid of this. Let's move the player away as well. Playing that now. Okay, well, it's getting caught on. Okay, let's just add a double jump to my character, makes it a bit easier. I can actually get up there then. Jump count 2. Push play. Okay. Ah. Oh. Come on, man. Actually, go. I don't know what it's getting caught on. It's getting caught on something. Hey, it's just too big. Oh, I forgot I had the leap. Right. You. Oh, what? Why can't I connect on it? Hang on. That should work. Bear with me. Collision. It did work a minute ago. Collision presets. Mesh. Oh, wait. You want to tell the capsule collision to bear with me. On the forward trace, print string. I can't remember how this one, all of this goes in. Out hit component. Okay, we have to do a multi-sphere trace. You would work with animations as well. Let me just do a multi-trace in here. I need it to go through the just get the first one. Get split that. All in there. In there. There. Oh, don't do line trace. God damn it. Multi-sphere. Trace by channel. Yeah. Copy. Not that one. Go there. That'll go there. That'll go there. This will go here. Start will go here. That will go here. Radius is 16, which we've pre-made already. And we're using the visibility channel. That's all fine. Okay. So that should hopefully now see it. Oh. Oh, thank you. Tell the gun. No. Vision. No, what am I hitting? What's going on? Print string. Oh. I don't know what that was about. Why can't I get up there? Oh, God, I forgot I put the jump in it. No, come on. Oh, wait, I've got to set to overlap, not ignore. Hang on. So, capsule will set to overlap, not ignore. Custom, overlap. Oh. No. Yeah, we know that. We can get on the cube. I can't get it working. I'll have to call it a night, but it should work. Let's make it a bit smaller. Oh, Oh yeah, because I could do it on there. Maybe the feet don't have collisions on them. You can climb the thing. Let's make it animated. You can see it animating. We'll choose. That. So now I'm hanging on. Well, I was hanging on. He's moving all the time, so. Balls. It doesn't look good in first person, obviously. And obviously, it's not a great character to do this with, but you get it, it works. Okay, it works. You also just need to make it a lot bigger. So let's try putting it. Let's have a bit of fun. Try and make it fly off the edge here. And we'll set its movement mode here to flying. Right. So let's see if we can get up there. Yeah. Let's give myself a bit more boost on my jump. Jump, jump, jump. Where's jump? Let's do 1,000. Okay, let's see if we can. Oh, crap. Oh, get on the bloody wall. Oh, I'm on him. Just about on him. I can't move. Oh, push. Right. Let's try it again. There you go. He's moving too much. I'm falling off of him. But there you go. Dragon. So yeah, okay. I think we're gonna have to end it there. We'll take one more question. One more question. Let's have a look what we got here. Let's be something quick because it's getting late. It's 12:15 here. So there's a lot of AI-based stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have time to go through the AI-based stuff. How do you make the force system from Star Wars? What kind of force do you want? Push, pull? Let's get rid of the dragon. What kind of force system from Star Wars would you like? Okay, force push. So F key, and we'll do you want to do a force push from everything in your sort of facing your same sort of direction, don't you? So if you do cone, no, what's it called? Cone. No, not cone. You want to apply impulse. Add impulse. Add impulse to everything in a physics-based object in front of you. So let's say your force area is a giant thing in front of you. So we'll do a sphere trace. sphere collision. Oh, in fact, no, we'll do a sphere trace. So we'll do a function called here called force push. We'll do a multi-sphere trace by channel for objects actually. And for this, we'll do get actor location for the start position. Get actor forward vector. Multiply that by a distance. So let's say 1,000. Then add that onto your start position to get the endpoint. The radius of the push will do as 200. And the object types, we'll come in here and make array. And we just want it to affect physics bodies because we're doing physics-based pushing. So do physics bodies. And then for the out hits, you come in here, go for each. And you're going to add an impulse to it. So you're going to go from the array element, split that. From out hit actor, add impulse, another actor component, add impulse. Yeah, impulse. And the impulse is going to be, this will take some tweaking, but it will be the impact normal multiplied by the strength, I think. Yeah, it'll be the right one. So I say 10,000. And see what happens there. So I'm going to tie that to the F key here. Force push. Play. And if we put F, nothing happens. Great. Let's actually do some debug on it so I can actually see if it's actually working. For duration. Play. Hits it. Not adding the impulse. Try to make it a number a little bit higher. Let's do 9 and another 9, 0. The number would have to be high. Oh. So it's working, it's just going the wrong direction. So yeah, push. Oh. I would, rather than use the normal then, we'll just do it away from the player character. So we'll get actor forward vector. Plug that into there. Compile. And there you go. Push. 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 Yeah. If you want to add a little bit of height to it, so it looks a bit more chaotic, you just add on here a height vector on it. So do like another 10,000 on here. I think that would be alright. Play. Might have to be a bit higher. The numbers do have to be quite large. Put an extra 0 in there. But there you go. Force push. Woof. 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 If we do a force pull, it's as simple as doing that as a negative number. Minus. Now we've got a force pull. So you're going to pull stuff towards you. Like that. Big objects take a bit more force, obviously. But if you want to take really take advantage of it, if you take that out, and if you take the component and get mass and multiply it by that again, so take this and multiply it by the mass multiplied by, this might be a bit too powerful, might have to turn it down a little bit. Yeah, a bit too powerful. We'll change that down to 900 and that down to 1000. Play. And it should pull everything now with relatively the same strength. It's based on its mass. So maybe an extra 0 in there. Play. Not an extra 0. Take it down to 1000. There you go. That's a bit better. And let's do it with the camera push as well. So rather than the actor forward vector, we use the camera. Get forward. Oh. Forward vector. Plug that in instead. So now it'll do it based on which way we're facing. So I could do stuff like this. And put it up to me. If I had a bit more oomph from the Z axis there. But yeah. Oh, we landed on it. Hello. There you go. Hopefully you enjoyed that. We'll put that in a push. So to switch from push to pull, we just change it from negative to a positive. That is it. But this, I'm not surprised this ain't working. Like increasing the height on it. This should impulse it up in the air. Let's add an extra few zeros onto it. Multiply it by the mass, maybe. That. Multiplied by 900. There you go. There you go. So this stream is recorded. It will be archived, but Patreons get access to it straight away. Everyone else will have to wait for 2 weeks for it, for them to get access to it, but it will be made available in 2 weeks' time. Unless you want to become a Patreon, head over to patreon.com/RyanLaley, and just $1 will get access to this live stream archive, plus a ton of videos. We're talking like about 40 videos that aren't out yet, maybe 50 that aren't out yet on YouTube that are available over on Patreon for all of my supporters for over there. Thank you again for everyone who has supported me. If you have any further questions, hold on to them. Come back next Wednesday, because every Wednesday we do question time, and every Saturday we do a live stream. This week we're starting a new series on our live stream. We're starting Retro Remake, and we're remaking The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, type reboot modernization of it. So if you want to see me try and do that live, head over to this channel on Saturday at 11 PM GMT. That's 11 PM GMT. Follow me on social media, and I'll advertise it all over the place anyway. So definitely check that out. If you want private tuition, one-to-one sessions and so forth, it's up to what we cover. It's your time. You can check out more details over on my website, ryanlaley.com. Warning, all of January is booked. February is pretty much close to booked, but there's still some spaces left. And we're starting to take bookings for March freely. That's no problem. But if you want to take advantage of that and you want to get some extra help, one-to-one help, you're more than welcome to. It's an hour-and-a-half session. You keep all recordings, all project files forever. They stay with you, no problem. But yeah, other than that, thank you everyone for their continued support and everyone for checking in tonight. It's been quite fun. We've done What did we do? We did quite a few things. We did the climbing stuff with the walls, like Breath of the Wild. We tried doing some of the Monster Hunter type stuff as well with some ropey dragon model. We did the Star Wars Force stuff just now, and we did some stuff earlier as well, talking about like physics materials and so forth. So lots of cool stuff happening tonight, and more stuff I'm sure will happen next Wednesday as well. Thank you, everyone. There's more videos coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over on Patreon and on YouTube. So become a Patreon member, you get access, I say, to like 50 odd videos, all from just $1 a month. Really cheap. Okay. So thank you so much for your support. I mean it to the bottom of my heart. So thank you, everyone. Hope it all stays safe and look after each other. And happy developing games. Bye, guys.